Okay, let's put the combat map here. I will need you all to take out the NPCs, please. Vasudha, could you have this down? Okay, so this is basically an enlarged version of this cross section right here. Yes. This cross section here. So this is the desert land. This is the farm area. This is where the forests are. This is that bridge where you were close to. Yeah, just put your dice where you were in the last map. I think I would say Solar is almost at the bridge.
You said I was on this side somewhere, right?
Yeah, you were next to the farmlands. You open up on that side of the board. Yeah, you know, actually.
This is you.
Me.
This is you. This one's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's really hard to like tell what they are. So how about we just do minis? Azoris, that's you. Solar, that's you. Crem, that's you. And Nalassava, that's you.
You're kidding me!
What are you, plebs? Of course we have minis. Come on.
I was wondering when you, like, if that's true, but then you're like, I'm nice again. Okay, I guess.
Of course. I've only been lying to you for a month.
Where did you get these? How do you get like such specific?
You don't, you paint them.
These are handmade, right?
I bought the mini and then I painted them.
Oh really? No, they're very
Yeah.
they're very
They're
Yeah, I mean,
accurate.
Furbolgs,
Very accurate.
iconic. Furbolgs are super iconic. In fact, okay. You are not the only people you see though.
Oh my God.
This is the record keeper. This is the tree that is just attacked. Could you help me put this 2 blocks away from this house?
I think that's the hospital.
Yeah, that's right.
Is this the hospital?
Yeah, that's St. Roman's Hospital.
What's that?
Which one? Who's that?
Ally or not ally?
You would not know. There is no way
You'll
you
find
would know.
out.
Can you put this in that square, please? So, stand at no, not that one. Up and this side. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so standard D&D rules is every square is 5 feet of your movement. Diagonals count the same as going straight, so make use of that. Any questions about combat before we start?
So can I just tell right away that these are not normal people and they're bad somehow, or?
Probably on your turn.
On my
Probably
turn,
when
I
I
can tell.
describe it. Yeah, that's right.
So moving diagonally is the same as moving straight.
Indeed, yeah. But of course, if there's something on your way, like the farmlands or the trees, then you either cannot move or it'll be difficult to take twice that movement to get through it. Okay? All right, can I get those initiative rolls? Anybody above a 20? Did we roll yet? Yeah, okay. Anybody above a 20? What are you saying? Okay, anybody above 15? Okay, what's your dexterity?
I think it's a +5.
Okay, what's the plus 5?
Yeah.
Cool. Anybody above a 10?
15.
15? Alright, cool. Holy shit, what did the druids get? Okay, I guess.
How fast are trees? I mean, come on.
How possibly fast could it be? Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm advancing. Okay, what did Azoris get?
9.
What's your
Plus
dexterity?
1, it's a +1 to dex.
Okay, I see. Alright.
Playing the
Crem, what's
-6.
it's a -1, right? To dex?
But that 6 is after the
You'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay, this is the move.
No, you just wait and watch. Okay, so again, reminder of the rules. You know about the 5 foot rule. Anytime anything happens to you or it's your turn, feel free to make insight perception checks if you don't understand what's happening. An action, a bonus action movement, a reaction somewhere in the middle of your turn, usually triggered by a very specific thing, and free object interaction. You all remember what your replay brings us, so look at that, enjoy. Okay. I think first and foremost, I will need perception checks from everybody. What up? Okay.
10.
19, 10, 25. Okay. That's what we got. Solar and Crem. You see something in the water here. In fact, you see that the water is starting to recede and going towards the bridges. So this one has already come back up. There's no water here. The river is starting to like go that way now. Okay?
Is it accumulating at the bridge?
It's going towards the bridge. You don't know what is happening yet. Okay? But what you do see is the record keeper gets up from where she has fallen and wails, and she's like, ah! And immediately runs for Azoris. Seeing Azoris, the first person closest to her, she says, I have it here in black and white. This is not your property. And she's looking at the capsule in Fira's hands. And she says, return it. Thief, robber, freeloader. And she attacks Fira. But if you want to duck, I will let you do that because we decided we don't have to do children.
Yeah, I'll jump in front of Fira.
Okay, so in effect, this is an attack on you. What's your AC at this point?
14.
Okay. You're wielding a shield, right?
I am.
And on the other hand as well?
The other hand, I have my sword.
Okay, that hits. You see she lashes down with a sword that usually she uses just to walk with, like a lot of people in Evertown, but now she's got it up, raised over her head, and she lashes for Fira, but you get in the way of that, and you take 9 points of damage, and I need you to make a con save.
Oh, what kind of con save? Because I might get advantage. No, it's not for concentration, right?
No,
right?
it's
So
not
it's just.
concentration.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. You are inactive for a minute. In usual terms in 5e, that's paralyzed, but it's not the best language, so we use inactive. You're inactive for a minute. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn.
Cool.
Yeah?
Okay.
Just a second. At the end of the turn, yeah. That hits. Alright. What you also see, holy shit. Vasudha, could you help me move that one closer to Azoris? Fira sees you stop in space as you get in between her and this tortured record keeper, and immediately does the math and she says, I'm gonna find somebody! And she runs into where the farmlands are to call some druids who work there for help. But in the meantime, this other turned Evertonian looks at you and slowly growls and comes and says, you or me? It's got to be you or me. Better you than me. And it's just slashing away at your face. You must go. You have to go. Because you're inactive, this is with advantage. It doesn't hit. This Sambhi is so tortured right now and is not even looking at where it's attacking. So that's your turn.
Okay, I have noticed this, and so I will. First, is there anything that I can take cover around, by the way?
Cover around?
Like, I can be in cover, but also like still be attacking, sort of situation, like half cover somewhere.
You could duck behind that, edge of the resource center. This is a water wheel.
Okay.
Just so we know, this is a bridge, this is a tree, that is a building. So you can hide behind any of those.
Okay. So
Right now you're in full view of this person.
No.
Yeah.
If I do this, I was here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can make it.
Okay.
I can come into the tree.
So you come across the bridge.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But I don't go anywhere near. Like, I don't go within 5 feet because I go like this.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like, I won't be climbing the tree yet, but I will angle myself so that I'm somewhat, like my body's somewhat hidden,
Yeah.
at least half covered.
Yeah.
And I will, I think this is within 120 feet, so we'll hack the record keeper.
The record keeper?
Actually wait, can I take a look around who is and what do I get?
And
this
this
feeling
person, in fact, is not here.
Who can I see?
Yeah. You
Who stands
see. Give me a perception check.
Well, 15.
15. You immediately see a creature coming up from the river. It's not fully out yet and you don't know what it looks like. You see the record keeper and a zombie-ish figure attacking Azoris on the other bank immediately. You see the initial mangled root kind of tree entity that is just standing next to the river. You clock Nalassava, Crem, and Azoris as well. Yeah, that's what you get.
That's all I see for now. Okay, then I'll first attack the tree actually. I have, for the first attack I'm going to use my sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Right. So that's 10, doesn't it, right?
To which one? No.
Okay. Next one I'm not using
Okay.
sharpshooter. That's a, I should have used it, but I said.
Yeah.
And that's 1d8 plus 5. 11 points of damage.
How much damage?
11.
Okay.
Very confused.
No, it's fine.
And I will. So that's my movement action. I will send my swarm, which I can do once per turn.
Yeah. How far can they go?
Doesn't say.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so basically going to get them here. Get them to the record keeper actually. I'm going to need the record keeper to make a strength saving throw of DC 15.
Yeah, you can save your swarm. Okay. Strength save off.
14.
Strength. Come on, record keeper. I realize I'm the only one doing that. It's fine. Doesn't make it.
Okay, moves. I'll have to move her 15 feet.
Tell me what the swarm is actually doing here.
So
Yeah, but first of all, you send an arrow. Boom, it immediately gets into the record keeper.
no,
and
it's
it's
not the record keeper. The tree.
Oh yeah, it gets to the tree and yeah.
So I send 2 arrows, one lodges, one slides away. And as soon as I do, I point at the record keeper and like move her away from Azoris. And
You
see,
point the bees towards that. The bees follow the path of your arrow and go towards the vine. These one goes where you get the attack.
Okay. This one moves.
Yeah.
15 feet away. I
Yeah.
guess going to push into the water actually.
15 feet in any direction. 5 feet in any direction.
15.
15 in any
I'm going to
direction.
fully put it in the water.
Okay. Alright. Put it where it is.
Yeah.
That's between, yeah. Okay, I guess I make saves. It's our time. Okay. Cool, yeah. Is there anything else you do in time?
That's my bonus action. I'm going to use Hunter Sword.
Okay. So bonus action use market? So, what's the Hunter's market look like?
It looks like a small bee. It's like a happy that just kind of like comes up right on the forehead of the person.
So a small bee is tattooed into the forehead of a mango tree that is drowning in the river that is currently parting.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Absolutely. This is happening. Unfortunately though, the next to move is the tree. Pulling its roots onto itself, it just goes taller and morphs its body into a thinner figure so that it's a little taller and gets able to just stand and reaches this part of the desert. is, and it just moves a little bit. Yeah. You don't see anything else that happens. What you do see is this river water starts to coagulate in itself just behind that bridge and comes up first the face, then some shoulders, and like all these bubbles of ichor, toxic like water, but it could be poison, you can't quite tell, is starting to become a creature. As it comes up, as soon as it does, it dissipates and reconstitutes behind you. So now you're looking at the tree that you just put in the water and it changed its shape to try to get onto the soil. And you caught an eye of this creature and then suddenly you hit it behind you. It's going to try and make an attack on you. It basically puts its hand in your mouth from behind and tries to flood you from the inside.
And cover one health right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's sharing cover with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does not help. You do take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
I need you to make a concentration save.
Oh yes.
Come on.
Let's see.
Is it a 10?
It's a 10?
Does it beat a 10?
No, it doesn't. My hunter's mark goes.
Okay, your hunter mark is immediately down. You realize you don't exactly know what's happening here, and it is taking a while for you to figure it out. Nalassava, that's you.
For my double attacks, can I attack 2 different creatures? Or is it the
Yes.
same creature?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I move.
You need to be able to close with them as well.
So I do miss these. So I pull out my shield.
Yeah.
It with a flick of my wrist, it
Yep.
expands, and I skateboard all the way to here. And then I'm like, okay, I probably shouldn't skateboard into Azoris, so then I get off, and then I move right next to them.
Okay.
Yes.
5, 10,
And that would be my bonus action.
Is that here?
Yes.
So is this enough
To both of them, no. You will have to go another step after attacking this one, but this one will get an opportunity to attack on you. They don't share a square, which is,
okay.
yeah, they don't share a square. It's just Azoris and Big Bang.
It's not bad. Just
Yeah.
focus on it.
Yeah, alright, it's fine. Yeah, so I will attack this one first.
Okay. The record keeper?
Yes, the
Okay.
So, with my warhammer.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking for stats?
Sorry?
Are you looking for stats?
Yeah.
It's a +6. Yeah. And you do 1d8 d26. Yeah.
13?
Hits?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a 1d8 plus 5.
Yes.
The 6.
Cool. Yeah, that's not bad. Alright.
And then-
That's your bonus action, first attack, and move part of your movement. Yeah. If you move, it will get an opportunity attack on you.
That's fine, I'll move.
Wow. Okay. It's you take 7 points of damage and make a con save.
That wasn't bad.
That was a stick that came down to hit you on the face.
Okay.
No, it's not magic. It's just a stick that can move.
It's-
That's 17 plus 20.
Okay, so you resist this, but you feel the record keeper basically attacks you angrily, almost as if she doesn't have control over her actions and she doesn't know what she's doing. She's just lashing out at whoever comes close to her, and she does. And the stick, when it connects with you, like gives you like a little bit of a cold sensation, like it just wants you to stay there. But you are rushing away. You are off already. What do you want to do? You can move.
I attack the
The zombie. Okay.
So 17.
Yeah. Roll damage.
13.
Cool. Cool. Nalassava, as you hit the zombie, you see he doesn't even look up. He's just growling and slashing away in Azoris' face, which is not working, but it doesn't realize that either. What you do see is rushing from the edges of your vision, this. Help me put this where the bridge is. Yeah, that's it. Next to the bridge? Yeah, very cool. Rushing from the edge of your vision, Crem, Solar, Azoris, and Nalassava, you all see these very fast moving, almost spectral figures. They run through you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could you put that one here?
Do I get away?
Yes, I'll let you know. The first one is like black, moving, just a spirit, not even a body, just passes through you, Nalassava, and it tries to take a part of your soul with it, and does not succeed. But you can take an opportunity attack if you want.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do you roll that? Yeah, what is it?
Oh wait, I didn't see. I thought it was.
It's okay, you can do it again.
What do I add to?
It's a Warhammer again, so +6. Yeah.
Oh, okay. 24.
Yeah, definitely. Roll your damage, let me know in a minute. As that happens, you see this frenzied soul, quite similar to what went through Nalassava just now, passes even faster through Crem first and then through Solar. Crem, you can roll your opportunity attack while I do this.
Am I taking damage?
Yeah, so it's psychic damage, and you can take your opportunity attack.
That is 21 to hit.
Yep.
Yep, so that's 8 bludgeoning with my full staff. So I reach out and
Cool.
just whip him across the face as he runs off.
Okay, yeah, so now you can take it as well. I gave you guys your damage, right?
No.
Oh.
Do I make it at disadvantage?
Do you have a melee weapon?
I don't have a melee on me right now.
Then you can just hit it with an elbow, but that's it. Yeah, so it's an unarmed strike, which for you, that's 4 and 2 immediate damage, but if you hit the plus 4.
That is 16.
Yeah, so it's 2 immediate damage, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Crem, you take 4 points of psychic damage, and so do you, Vasudha.
6? 4?
Yeah.
I have my damage.
I haven't given you damage?
As in,
Oh, you have to give it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's 7.
Thank you. Cool. I need everybody to make an intelligence save. Please.
19.
17.
11.
So our spectral figure just passed through your body, leg to leg, arm to arm, as if you weren't even there, as if you are as good as not there. And if it can pass through it, maybe everybody else can. Maybe you're not really here. Nalassava, you saw this creature come in the periphery of your vision, and you saw it like charge at you, and still somehow it didn't stop. It went through you. There was so many others in that mix. It just didn't care. It came for you, attacked you, and went through. Crem. Not only did you see these creatures, you knew that they have their own personalities. This one moves a little slower, that one is almost frenzied, tortured with just having to move. And even in their own pain, passing through a full, large-sized Worldbuilding like you did not stop them, did not mean anything to them. I need all of you, not Azoris, to roll a d4. 2, 4. You deduct that from your maximum HP. You cannot recover that. So 4
Can
from
I ask
Ruchika.
what is happening here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very confused.
Sure. How would you want to ascertain that knowledge in this world? Anybody wants to do
I
anything?
do not know how to remove it, but I'm going to take. I've made
Yeah,
it.
just make it a note about your maximum HP.
Just like trying to think about what on earth this could possibly mean. Using any kind of like, have I heard about something like this? Does this exist in the natural world? Is this what is happening?
It feels like your willpower losing its grip on this world.
Okay.
But if you want, you could give an insight check. It feels like that's what you're trying to do for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. What are you thinking as this happens?
I think she's like, cause she feels like a weakness in the body probably. So she's like, did I not warm up properly?
Yeah. Cool. Give me insight check as well.
Well, can I do it with my divine sense? So I added
Yes.
13.
So the only thing you understand is that you may not be in this world anymore. You may not be in Evertown. You may be in a copy of Evertown now, and nothing around you is clear enough or real enough for you to tell if this is Evertown or Evertown Astral. Nalassava, you know that something passed by you and gave you that dreadful feeling, but it almost came a few seconds too late to come from this figure, but you can't tell what exactly. Like, is it from the same monstrosity that is in front of you, or is it from a different place, or is it you? Is it real? Is it just the fact that you are slowly losing your vitality? Azoris, that's you.
As I am lying there motionless, I would like to look up at the two figures that are now attacking Nalassava. I would like to watch them, and without moving my head, of course. I strain, I'm trying to tense every muscle in my body, and there's no reaction. It's like I'm frozen in a block of ice. And so I meditate, and I'm like, I'm going to take this moment to just watch these creatures and try to understand their nature as best I can from my observation.
Okay. You understand the ones, you want to understand the ones who are directly on top of you?
Yeah, because they're the only ones I can see without moving my head.
Yeah. Give me an insight check.
Cocked.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, it was all the way down. 27.
Ooh, 27. You just want to get an insight on what they are?
I want to know what kinds of creatures they are and what I can do, if anything, to combat them effectively.
They are Evertonians that have just been harangued and tortured by one you saw by the mangled tree blight that is moving across the land now, and have instantly become not quite human, but still in a spectral way recognizable to their human compatriot, human counterpart.
Do I get the sense that they could be brought back to their human form, or do I feel like the human is gone and now there's something else?
You get that sense on 27. Yeah, you get the sense that dropping them unconscious will essentially disconnect them from whatever torturous effect is gripping them. Whether they will need healing after that, whether they will need time, whether they will ever come back fully is not clear to you in the moment, but you do know that you can drop them and the human may survive.
Right. And then, as this knowledge floods me, I'm determined to restore them to themselves, and so I struggle as hard as I can against whatever force is keeping them down, which is a con save.
Yeah.
19.
You break out. As you look at them, you realize these are Bertonians. There's no reason for me to be stuck here, and your hand moves forward a little bit, but that is the end of your turn. Crem, is this where you're looking right now?
Yes.
Okay. You spot something metallic in the water that is just bobbing with the waves as the waves recede and the river takes away towards the. I think that's the north. Towards that side.
Which side?
Yeah. So it's going that way.
It's going that way?
Yeah.
Where is it right now? Do I recognize it?
Give me an active perception check.
Perception.
Yeah. That was just a passive perception of 22 that gave you that.
11.
Right, so on an active perception, you can't really tell. It's just something it's a surface, it's metallic and it's bobbing. The only reason you know that it's metallic is because you work in a derivative of it for your own laser tech, but you have no idea what it could be.
Okay. First thing I want to try to do is I'm trying to connect the dots. Do
Yeah.
I get a sense that like maybe the tree blights causing all this stuff? How are these random foams? Are they connected by something?
The random folds are they connected to the tree blight is what you're saying.
Are they instigate? So is the tree blight causing all of this stuff?
You can give me an insight and a survival check.
So it's natural 20 on the inside.
Woo!
That's a 19 on survival.
What?
19 on survival.
What? Okay.
Wisdom skills, man.
You saw that blight convert in Evertonic, definitely. If you see anybody who is not entirely environmental, they are being converted. So all these people who are crowding around, not on the map right now, but people crowding around the river, definitely are in danger. They can be converted or be drained of their consciousness or their awareness of this world, of this Evertown. What was the other roll?
For survival?
Yeah.
19.
You do get the same sense that Azoris just got, that dropping them unconscious will not harm the person inside, most likely, but it's definitely the first bet you can try and see how it goes from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going.
On a nat 20, simply have to reward that. You also notice that the place where, this is where I destroy beautiful Bobby's illustrations, the place where the tree blight moves is left barren in its wake. So all of this is crumbling and rotting and becoming loose earth.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this difficult to do?
Yes.
So 5, 6. Stay there.
Yep.
I am going to go archer.
Okay.
So
What happens?
my vest starts to glow. I whip out my book, and the book, the vines on the book sort of unknot themselves magically, and it flips. The book opens with a sound of rustling pages, and it settles on the constellation of Sagittarius. It starts to glow, and it lifts off the page. And as the constellation lifts off the page, so do I lift off the ground. I close my eyes and suddenly there's an explosion of light. My eyes open and they're now glowing astro blue. I land. I point at the tree blight. I say, "Stars, strike you down." I raise out with my book and I pull. And as I pull, you see a hologram of a bow flash out. And I let go of and I fire off my bonus attack. That is a ranged attack. That is 17 to hit.
Hits. It hits the mangled root in its stomach. What damage does it do?
That's 12 radiant damage.
Okay, go on.
How does it look?
This is pretty bad. It's on one knee.
So I need.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my bonus.
Yeah, that was a bonus.
And as I land, and as that goes out, I reach out my hand, and a fog of astral light surrounds the tree blight. I do this and I cast Frostbite.
Okay, roll 2 times. What is it say?
It's a 15 concept.
15 can't say. Unnatural 2. It can't possibly make that concept. What?
That 3 points of concept.
This is wrong one.
Yep.
And it gets disadvantage on.
It doesn't care about
Oh, it's not.
disadvantage if it's dead.
That's a big disadvantage.
I mean, give me back my mini, man. This is round 1. Okay, I see. Okay. Is there anything else you want to do? I think your movement is done, right? Alright, cool. You see Crem as this first this arrow and then a wave of almost crystallized water just follows and pushes the arrow further into the root. You see the mangled piece of root just like cannot hold itself and just falls down and becomes part of the desert where it does not thrive anyway. But as it happens, you see the river recedes even further, and leaving behind like a gurgling sludge in the basin. This does not look like water anymore. This looks like it's something like toxic. It's some ichor. It's almost bubbling on its own. Anybody who wants to, and all of you can see this, can give me a nature or a survival check. And I'm just gonna put this here to show you where the river is at.
26.
What?
26.
Ah, okay. What?
33 nature.
Doesn't matter. Okay, yeah. Okay, you all know if the river goes away, it's going to be a lot of problem for you guys. It keeps these ecosystems running and in balance. Keeps the desert cool enough to not destroy the forest, keep the forest wet enough to not need to like seep more from the farmlands, and keeps the farmlands wet for a crop. But the river is receding actively. All of this is already gone. The water flows from here, but it's under the bridge and it's not coming further. There is water coming here, so basically this entire region, no water.
Including all the way down to
All the way down to here.
Where's the object?
Object is somewhere there, you've lost track of it. Yeah.
Can you mark it?
I marked it.
Oh, on this side.
This side under the bridge, this side under the bridge. So it's just this whole thing, no water. It's a gurgling black-blue ichor liquid at the base of the basin. And it's a 15-foot drop if anybody is intending to go there.
It's still kind of wet.
It's still quite a way.
Huh.
Yeah.
So much for my plan. I was gonna turn into a giant octopus because I'm fighting next to a river, and that would have been awesome.
That would have been so cool.
Maybe
If
not.
only you were not inactive for a whole round.
Thanks.
But it would have. It's not looking good already. Crem, you are starting to. You don't like when the moisture goes out of the air, and you're starting to feel it. It's leaving. The air is getting too dry. Okay.
As the tree blight goes down, does anything happen to the record keeper?
This is what?
Does anything happen to the record keeper?
Unfortunately, it does not. The record keeper does swing at Azoris and does this with advantage because you're being flanked right now. Take 8 points of damage and give me another con save.
Sure.
You really want to get on that spot? What's your AC right now?
That's a 7.
Oh, man, brilliant.
You are inactive.
Alright.
You came back up for a second, realized that the river is leaving you, and really what is the point even? Nalassava, you take 10 points of damage, give me a con save. 19? Yeah, it doesn't hit you, but you feel again, something wants you to stop. And you're just passing through it, but you don't know what's happening here. So that's your turn.
10 points.
10 points of damage.
First thing, if I do entangle
Yeah?
in the water,
Yeah.
do I get the sense that it will hold back this ichor
Hold back from where?
from going further downstream?
The ichor is not flowing, ichor is just bubbling where it is at the base of the stream.
Okay, so it's not going to.
Ichor is not going, the water is just like, imagine a wall of water just moving back.
But it's not like. And then it's being caused by the ichor itself.
It's not being caused, it would be something like the natural toxins of a river that get cleaned by its cleaning capacity are not being done, so they're just settling with the silt and becoming worse.
But the water is being.
Water is leaving.
Do I know why this? Can I tell why?
How do you want to acquire this knowledge?
I'm like the only thing that I can see that came from water is this guy that attacked me.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get the feeling? And once again, I'll do a quick sweep around,
Mm-hmm.
all the way around if I have to see if I can tell whether.
Give me a perception check and an arcana check. I haven't done that in a bit.
Won't work. Perception is 15. Arcana is 5.
Arcana is 5 and perception is 15. You get the feeling if this was Evertown, it wouldn't make sense. This almost feels like it's not. It's like somebody is reshaping a city that should be, but that is not Evertown. And in that case, and in that version of Evertonian landscape, this river doesn't exist yet. That's the sense you get, but you don't have much to process as you hear it behind you as the man of water dissipates, comes next to Crem, and you don't get an opportunity attack. It's a reflavored Misty Step, and hits you. What's your AC?
He can do 2 Misty Steps.
15.
15? What? 8 points of damage.
What kind of damage is it?
Slashing. Oh, actually, yeah, slashing. It's essentially what it's doing is tries to flood you from the inside, but it hurts you and slashes you and pierces you when it comes out.
Okay. 8 points of damage.
Yeah.
And do I do a concept?
What are you holding?
Do I do a concept?
What are you holding?
For the shield.
Yeah.
That's 14.
Yeah, you go. That's a lesser turn.
So I move towards the person here, and then after I do it, I cast my shield.
Did you move away from the zombie?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, hits you. You. Why are you risking this? 12 points of damage and give me a concept.
17.
Yeah, again, it's something is trying to hold you. In fact, Nalassava, after making it 3 times, you cannot be made inactive anymore. So if I ask you for a concept, tell me, I don't need to do that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How many points of damage?
You said 12, I think.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, you're not doing hot?
Okay. Yeah, but you're next to the record keeper. What do you want to do?
So I will.
Wait, I don't think I finished my turn.
Yeah.
I moved the guy away, but I didn't finish my turn.
Pause, because that might affect you. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I'm going.
But you didn't get to do anything.
Yeah, I just checked and then you moved.
Well, I hope you're not attacking that guy, I guess.
I was going. It's fine.
Actually, you can't because you don't have melee weapons, right? Unless you have.
Yeah, I was not going to
Cool.
attack it.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess. Is it going to be possible for me to move off and away from the map? Like, because if I cast Zephyr Strike, I can take 60 feet of movement, and I'm planning to go away and inwards. But then there's no map there.
Yeah, we can improvise that. Let's
Okay,
hit
because
it
I
before
think
it works out.
because I can attack at long range without disadvantage.
Yeah.
So, I'll first take my. For now, I won't cast that. I will just come here.
Okay. That's 20 feet of movement. Actually, that's 25, 30, 40, 50 feet of movement. This is difficulty.
Ooh, okay. What if I misty step onto the top of the trees?
I will allow the ground, but the top of the trees will not be within range of the misty step.
Right, okay. Never mind, then I'll just. It's 1, 2.
You walking, is it?
Yeah, I'll just
So
walk. Here.
10, 20, 30, that's 30 feet.
Yeah, that's my full movement
Yeah.
for now. I'm going to attack the record keeper. Sharpshooter.
Okay. And it's because we love them.
That's 27, so minus 5. That's
Definitely
22.
is. Yes.
That
Oh, you have plus.
plus 10. of damage. That's 16 points of damage.
Adding the plus set.
Yeah.
Okay.
For my first attack.
Oh, you have 2?
I do have 2 attacks.
Is this also sharpshooter?
Yeah, why not? 21.
Yeah. It hits.
5 plus 5 for 20 points of damage.
You see, 2 of your arrows go following one after the other pierces the first one, goes equal to the record
Both
keeper.
into the deck, by the way.
It doesn't pierce into the first one, goes into 2 different targets, and you see the record keeper stumbles. Doesn't really acknowledge it because is not really aware of her own body, but doesn't have to be if she's. Do you want to describe what happens?
You described
Okay.
it.
Cool. Is there anything else you want to do?
That's my action. Damn it! I can't make my swarm move.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
So
think
then I expected.
that's my that's both of my attacks. Do I want to cast anything? I do want to get this guy here. I am going to cast Entangle.
Is entangle a bonus action?
No, wait, no, I can't cast Entangle. Never mind.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's your turn? Okay, Nalassava, now it's your turn.
If the record keeper is already dead, all my actions technically happened before.
How much damage did you take?
12.
Okay, we'll retcon the whole thing. That means you can still be made inactive. That's your third save did not happen. So you can go back,
Yeah.
take back that 12.
Yeah.
Okay, that's on me, you definitely get it back.
So I will do shield of faith. So I hold up my shield.
Yeah.
And then the ostrich on my shield kind of expands and protects me.
And ostrich, of course, is the ancient that you owe allegiance to.
That's what
Okay.
we were.
It's like out of the shield. There's a fool as ostrich just plops out and spreads its wings and is holding a second shield on top of your shield. Okay, is there anything else you want to do?
And I will do my attack on the zombie with my warhammer.
Okay.
For 15.
Yep, hits.
Okay. 6 points of damage.
Okay.
I'll do my second attack on him as well.
Okay.
Is it 9?
No, that would not hit.
Yeah, okay.
You see, you do get his attention though, and it almost seems like he's starting to come back to some kind of realization, and he just looks at you in your eyes.
And then as he's looking at me, I'm like, pick on someone your own side. Can I also?
Wait, so is that you?
That's me.
Oh, okay. Clarify. Got it. In case I hit you and you were like, pick on somebody your actual note size.
No, it's like me.
Got it.
Okay. Can I do a perception check around me, and especially into the room?
Okay, what are you looking for?
Because I see that it's receding, so I just want to see if there's anything that's like driving it, like making it move.
Okay, give me perception and an arcana.
Perception 13,
Mm-hmm.
Arcana 14.
Perception 13, arcana 14. This water seems to have stopped under the bridge, like halfway through it's just made a wall. That one seems to be heading for that one. That's part of the river. 13 arcana or 14? 14 arcana. You get the sense, now that you're so close to it, that obviously the water is not moving naturally of its own accord, but it feels almost like it would be like inserting a steel slate into the river and then moving it away. As if somebody with hands large enough was able to do that. That's your turn?
Yes.
Cool. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. Again, Crem, Solar, you see these two creatures.
They don't get affected by the function.
They did. This one moves a shit ton more. Yeah. Solar and Crem, you see these creatures turn around and start to charge towards your bodies. And this time, you know they're not going to stop, but they go head first into your bodies and out the other side. You see these figures just charge through you, butt their head through your torsos and go out the other way. Crem, what's your here now?
15.
You take 5 points of psychic damage. Solar, DC. I was almost done at 20. 7 points of psychic damage to you. I need everybody to make an intelligence save.
At 20.
No, save. 23.
23?
Oh, the saves are
Martha.
different.
22.
Right.
22. On the first page.
Yes. 7.
Azoris, can you roll a d4 for me? Nalassava. This has been happening for a while. You don't really understand who is pulling the water, why you're losing touch with this world, what is happening to your faith in this world, what is happening to your full rootedness, and you see and you feel it, like you don't wear shoes and you feel it through the bottoms of your feet that the grass is the grass you know. This is Evertown where you grew up, where you designed running on these fields, and you get the sense that something is looking at all of you and is trying to make you believe that you shouldn't be here. This is not real. You immediately get that. What was your?
It was a 3 on the d4.
You lose 3 maximum HP and you can't recover that if you get healing. But as long as that is your turn.
I continue to gaze up.
Mm-hmm.
This time, I've already looked at these creatures.
Yeah.
I just admire the beautiful fluffy clouds.
Yeah.
And remember how nice it was. I think often Azoris has like hung out under the water and looked up. And this time he just enjoys the view from a different way and tries to use that to energize himself.
I'll give you a perception check first. Why
Sure.
not? Let's talk about those clouds.
That's a 17. Tell me about those clouds, please.
Damn good. I mean, honestly, you could see a whole story there. There are pirate ships that you've heard about from people who tell stories of pre-satellite times. There are what seems like jellyfish, but these ones are like kind of bobbing in air. They're not trying to be reared in 4x4 square farms, which you know of where your mother is. Yeah, you see a whole like chase happening. This ship goes after the jellyfish and tries to capture it. The jellyfish just opens all its tentacles and holds it all in one go.
Can't catch jellyfish.
Can't
No,
do that.
it doesn't feel good if you do. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see if I get up. That's a 9.
Unfortunately, you don't get out. It's a very entertaining story. Why would you want to get out? Crem, that's you. I'm so sorry, Neil.
Uh-huh.
I am going to. So if I'm engaged and I do a range attack, that's a disadvantage.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Okay, I am.
You're also looking this way, right?
I would
Where
be
your mini is-
looking this way towards the. No, hang on, actually, because I attacked the
Yeah.
tree bird.
You can
so-
change now if you want, but like I'm just because your passive perception, remember we talked about, we
Yeah.
discussed based on 90 degrees of
Only if I can move, if I can look, I change my look after
Yeah.
after I fell. I'll look at.
Definitely, yeah.
Do I say anything?
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Alright. Let's see, what is this? This is a new spell attack. Range spell attacks? Do I
Add
disadvantage?
disadvantage.
Add disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I am going
You
to.
are an archer form though, so you should just take that.
What's this thing called? Hidden step. So I shimmer and I disappear. And then I move 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Very few movement, right?
Yeah, 19 movement. And I cast Moonbeam second level here.
Okay.
So I reach out and see stars that.
And it's
Moonbeam.
5 feet from
5 feet radius
so
should
we
be
both
good.
get it.
Anything white?
I mean,
That's
Yeah.
a con 15.
Con 15?
Save, yeah.
Yeah, got it. Let's just call him the waterman or the Iker water. The Iker man. The Iker man does not make it. And only full damage, man.
Both damage?
Yeah.
That is, ooh, that is 20 points. I rolled 10s on both.
Nice.
That is 20 points of damage of
That's so-
They
radiant
went
damage
from
on
we are
both.
confident, we woke up, we're gonna attack things to ooh, this is not our world. Why are we here? And you hear that on 20 points of damage. Sure. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Do they just, how do they die? Like, do they just collapse? Do
They don't
faint?
die
Do
yet. They're still there.
So they go
That's
unconscious?
wishful thinking. No, they're just there. They're still
Right.
standing. They
They're not
have
down
hit
yet.
points.
They're not
Yeah.
down. Okay.
Man, not that
yeah,
bad.
That is my turn.
That's your time?
Yep.
Oh. Maybe making you roll concentration. It's fine.
I'm rolling concentration.
Cool. Okay. You all see that the water is fully pulled away to the under the bridges here. As soon as that happens, all of this forest collapses.
What?
All of this forest immediately dries up. All the leaves become spindles, all the bark becomes sticks, and they immediately just like dust float down and settle in as if they were sand dunes. And this was a desert. What that means for you is any spell you cast that has a material component that comes from Evertown, you will take a d4 away from the attack roll, or add a d4, or take a d4 away from the con save if that's what it is. Cool? In any time from now on.
Take a d4 away from the con save means I roll d4 and my con save goes down. The required con
Your
save.
DC goes down for the, yeah. So basically, minus d4 for anything that has a material component.
Okay.
What you also see is as the water seeps away and the trees go down, all the soil is loose and there's just so much dust everywhere that in the south, a dust storm starts to form and it's coming towards you. And it'll be there in seconds.
Azoris is like, man, I can't wait to see the beautiful patterns in the sand that swirl above me. This is so relaxing.
I feel so guilty right now. The zombie would attack you, but he's not guilty. He is, he doesn't need to. So out of the two.
Okay, quick things. Do I see a bird of any sort around me?
You hear distant squawks because the sandstorm is forming where the pakshis roam.
Is there a flying bird anywhere near me?
Luck check. That's a DC 10.
That's 10.
There's a flying bird here.
Here?
Yeah.
Wait, here?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to it, so I'm in 5 feet, so that this can get an opportunity to attack me.
If you do
move
what?
away.
Yeah.
And Misty Step counts as a bonus action.
Do you have a Misty Step left?
I have not used it yet. I'm going to Misty Step near this thing, by the way. So this is how my Misty Step looks. Solar carries a ring on its belt, a metal ring, and will kind of just throws it to the place that he wants to teleport to. Do the people near where I teleport out of have to make a save, or do the people who are here?
No, where you throw the...
Right.
Yeah.
So I will throw it away from the bird. I'll throw it somewhere here 1st.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to teleport here. So it's charged by solar power. So whenever I do it, sort of residual solar flares come out, and if there's anybody in 5 foot radius.
Here.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's where they take damage.
Then this person takes damage.
It's how much damage?
DC first it's DC 12, so they have to make a DC 12. What kind of
What
saving
saves is
throw?
it?
It's not on the sheet.
Okay, that's fine. What else do you do in
Summer.
return?
I basically have. Okay, then I'll just come here, and I want to touch this bird and cast Descents.
Okay.
The idea is basically
Yeah.
to convince it to fly around above and look through its eyes to see anything that I have not yet seen in this immediate vicinity.
You mean animal handling check? Breaking my game.
I can do it terrible.
You have a plus 8 or something,
Plus
right?
9.
Oh
Plus
yeah.
9.
That is 17.
Okay. You see a small squawking sparrow. It lands on the ground and looks up at you. And it's going to take flight to do what you want. Is there any additional thing you add to it?
Basically, just I want to be very keenly looking around in this area.
So I'll give you a perception check.
Is it my stats or?
Yeah, your sense. It's your perception check.
Not 20.
Fine. Alright. Okay, so the bird goes up, doesn't go around, just does a 360 degree just on top of your head right here. Comes down. Is the bird able to communicate with you?
I should be able to see from its senses.
Oh, you are warging.
I'm warging.
You're fully warging into
Yes.
this. Okay, yeah, you see through these sparrow's eyes. There is a tiny little creature just squatting on top of the resource center who seems to just be just sitting at the edge of the center and is wildly looking at you and is very jittery and is moving around a little bit. You have never engaged this creature in combat, you have no idea what it does. So immediately the bird turns around and it sees this person who's just hanging back in the shadows and watching everything go down, but not necessarily moving, and it's just like a smooth yellow cave flowing in the wind,
Right.
uncanny, not even lifting its sword. But then, for some reason, the sparrow wants to just go towards that creature, towards that small, chittering, almost sparrow-like creature on top of the resource center, and it flies over. And as it goes, no, not the sparrow! You see it crash into
You are kidding me.
a bubble on top of the resource center.
What?
It crashes into the bubble and for a second is disoriented and then just swoops down, comes back to you, his eyes have stopped working. But as the smoke in that bubble clears, you can still see that it's inside kind of a globe. There is a hunched dragon. We are fighting a dragon.
At level 5?
A hunched dragon just floating in the air above the resource center, not on top of it. And it seems like it's animating itself from the energy and materials and dust of this world. So nat 20, that was clutch.